What can we learn from the Chinese builders? Yes, folks, the Chinese builders are still struggling. You may remember on this channel we spoke about Evergrande years and years ago. Well, what can we learn from what's going on over there? Let's also talk about what's going on with small business. Let's talk about what's going on with the cloud stocks. Folks, this is Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. I'm recording this video instead of doing it live because I'm afraid the internet is not great where I'm at the moment. So I wanted to record this and make sure you had this at 7:30. Let's get into the news. We'll just go top down. Looks like cloud stocks are finally taking it on the chin, folks. Datadog being the latest to report lower guidance as companies remained engaged in cost savings. Folks, this is a part of the world where I lived for 10 to 12 years. This is going to be happening. You're going to see customers in the SaaS arena and software arena audit user counts. You're going to hear them grind on maintenance. You're going to hear about switching costs, consolidation. It is going to be a bloodbath in the cloud stocks going forward, in my opinion. They are seeing customers with longer sales cycles. Again, we talked about that's coming. And frankly, an extra layer of approval, folks. Again, a lot of pain, I think, coming to cloud software stocks. The last couple of years have been easy. The next couple, not so much. Let's talk about small businesses. Yesterday, I think we talked about Kevin O'Leary and the drain on liquidity and the struggle of small businesses. I think I failed to mention the opportunity. The opportunity with small business are really twofold. One, you can kind of follow what Cody Sanchez talks about so eloquently and buy a small business, but you can also invest in a small business, become the equity in a small business, right? Give them a cash infusion for a % of ownership. So again, where there is crisis, there is opportunity. So again, instead of being afraid, look to get better, look to do your research, understand a buy box. Just frankly, folks, step 2 of getting wealthy is becoming elite at something. So focus on become elite. If you want to buy small businesses like Cody Sanchez, then folks, get after it, is my opinion. Let's talk about Moody's and the regional bank downgrade. Again, folks, I mean, just think about regional banks. This is just a short list of what they're going through. One, the assets that they own, treasuries, are worth less. They're paying more for capital, aka higher interest rates. They have higher regulation, i.e. expense. They have less lending, which is their revenue stream. And they have capital flight at the first sign of trouble. So again, not a lot of goodness going on. It's going to be years. I wrote this down. It could be 7 to 8 quarters for small and regional banks to even turn the corner. So again, be careful, watch out for it, understand what's going on because it is going to be bad. And frankly, I think the answer is there's going to be 30 to 40% less regional banks going forward. Don't know if you saw this, but it looks like Dave Ramsey is out talking about paying off your mortgage instead of saving for a down payment. I don't know. I think, again, I think the advice is generally okay, but I would have asked one more question. Like if you have a 2.3% mortgage rate or 2.8% mortgage rate and you're earning 4.5 in a savings, why wouldn't you save? Isn't that what interest rates would tell you to do? It's better to earn 4.5 than pay off debt at 2.8. But again, I think what Dave is really talking to is the folks that maybe are not disciplined with their money like a lot of One Rental at a Time fans are. So again, good on you. I didn't even know WeWork was still around, but apparently WeWork just issued a notice saying there is substantial doubt about their ability to stay in business. Yes, folks, WeWork, we talked about them a bunch. They were once valued at $47 billion before their first go at IPO failed miserably. But yes, it looks like there is a substantial concern that WeWork move forward. I do want to talk about the new channel, the Daily Financial News. Thank you all for subscribing. I will ask, I would love to get that channel to 1,000 subscribers. So if you're watching this today, if you can mosey over the Daily Financial News and hit the subscribe button. I promise one video a day, no more, one video a day, so that you can see what we're doing there. I really do think the Daily Financial News is going to bring a whole new collection of One Rental at a Time fans. I think my team is doing a great job. If you could help me get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, that would be amazing so that we can get more and more people in the One Rental at a Time family. That would be great. Looks like San Francisco office, they've estimated that there could be at least 40% downside from here. And one article by Capital Economics is saying that the recovery won't be until at least 2040. You know, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know I'm not a fan of San Francisco. In fact, San Francisco is so bad that I had to cancel my Warriors season tickets, which was a lifelong goal. It's just unsafe walking to the arena from the train. But I don't think it's going to take that long. I certainly think San Francisco has more downside. I certainly think office could collapse 50%. I believe, my opinion, as soon as San Francisco citizens step up and vote out the idiots in charge and you adopt a new regime, I think you will be shocked at how fast San Francisco comes back. For research, I think you could check out New York in the 80s. I think talking about San Francisco like it's going to take 15 years to return is naive. I think it's going to return faster than that. And I say that as not a fan of the city. Don't know if you saw this. Not only did, I already forgot who it was. Oh, Datadog miss. Looks like Roblox. Roblox missed top and bottom. It actually lost $282 million in the quarter. That's not good. That's not good. Is Roblox still a Kathy Wood stock? I guess I need to go check it out. But again, missed top, missed bottom, and lost $282 million in the quarter. Whew, ouch. Now let's talk about Chinese builders. Remember we talked about Chinese builders probably 3 years ago. You probably heard us talk about Evergrande. I think at the time Evergrande was like the number 2, possibly number 3 builder developer in China. Well, it looks like the troubles are continuing now. It is impacting Country Garden. Country Garden is seen as one of the largest developers in China. More importantly, it's not about Evergrande. It's not about Country Garden. It is about what we can learn from that story. I think we in the United States have come to expect a crash, a sudden, dramatic crash. Folks, Evergrande was 3 years ago. Now we're hearing about Country Garden 3 years later. That is what is going on in front of us. We are going to have a slow series of dominoes. It's not going to be a sudden waterfall, utter collapse like so many are experienced, folks. This is not the dot-com crash. This is not the Great Recession. This is probably most like the 1990 recession, where it was a rolling recession. It is going to feel a lot like the S&L crisis. I asked you to research the S&L crisis 6 months ago. The S&L crisis, if you look it up on Wikipedia or other sources, was 5, 6, 7, 8 years in duration. That's what we're in. It's going to be one here, one there, this, that. It's going to take years to play out, and it will be kind of one at a time going forward, just like what we're seeing in China. And then finally, folks, a couple more closing thoughts. I just read an article that 82% of Americans think it is a bad time to buy a home. If you go back on my channel almost a year, probably 10 months, I think it was an article on Yahoo Finance that talked about 87% of Americans thought it was a bad time, and I got excited. Again, folks, if 82% of your competition left, that's good news. Again, yes, high price, high rates. Who cares? Do the work, get your buy box, write disrespectful offers, find that motivated seller. We are only doing great deals. I'm proud of you. Keep doing the work. I know it's slow. I know it takes follow-up, but trust me, it is worth it. If you don't know what we're talking about here, buy box, yield, average, good or great, simply buy the course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. It is $3.99. You get access to a private Facebook group with thousands of members. You also today, if you buy it today, you'll get 2 free $50 courses. You can get the stock trading, you get the deep dive buy box, the mastermind, debt equity, legends of real estate, whatever you would like. You get 2 of those So get it today and join the group. Again, 82% of your competition left, but that is not permission to be lazy. In fact, it is permission to do the work. Buy box, follow up, write those offers. Again, only write great deals and negotiate to good deals. All right, the last thing I noticed this morning is it looks like China has gone from consumer inflation to all-out deflation. Yes, folks, looks like China is suffering from deflation, meaning it didn't go up, it went down. It didn't go up slower, it went down. Looks like consumer deflation in China was negative 0.3% month on month. Pretty significant. So consumer prices are falling in China. Remember yesterday, and I think it was yesterday, might have been the day before, we talked about China's, I think exports were down 14% and imports were down 12.5%. Not good, folks. At the end of the day, folks, I want you to know that I thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing to my new channel, The Daily Financial News. I'm doing it for you. I know there's a lot more people that we can get doing the work, not making excuses. Have fun. Take care. Hope you enjoy the view. Later.